something which will never disappear again. They had the headline, "The euro will survive me."
Now, first of all, how long can the euro survive under its current structure?
For a very, very long time. I think the idea that the euro might collapse in the near or more distant future is misguided. The euro will stay with us. I hesitate to say forever because nothing lasts forever, but for a horizon which cannot overlook.
Okay. Now, you've compared the European Monetary Union to that of a non-smokers club in the past. So I wonder, what would be the appropriate action if someone started smoking in this club?
By the way, I was criticized when I made this comparison, but my point was that the euro area and having joined the euro creates a kind of club. You have rules of a club which you have to observe. And if you don't observe the rules, if you continue with fiscal deficits, etc., if you have too high wage increases, then you can create problems. And this is a comparison like a smokers or non-smokers club. If you have joined and you continue to smoke, there are two alternatives. Either you have to leave the club, or the club turns into something which is indifferent to what its members are doing. I think it brings to the point that the introduction of the euro has vast consequences beyond money, consequences for fiscal policy, especially wages, etc.
Okay, well, bringing it to, I suppose, the current day, a problem in the euro area, indeed globally, are these very low interest rates. There's an abundance of liquidity provided by these QE programs. So how much of a risk does this pose currently?
I think the low interest rate environment is a global phenomenon. And its key responsibility is with the Fed, which has now such low zero interest rates since 2008. This is an extremely long period, and I think that very low interest rates, zero interest rates de facto, lead to misallocation of capital, necessarily will lead to another asset bubble problem with all the consequences which are connected to that. We have seen how a bubble burst and what it meant for markets and for societies. And I'm afraid that if this environment of very low interest rates continues for long, we will see a repetition of things which have happened in the past.
Right. And lastly, for today, what about this idea of a political union presiding over Europe? Is this possible in the short term, and how can it be a force for good?
This is an interesting question. When, for example, the former Chancellor Helmut Kohl introduced the Maastricht Treaty to the German Parliament, he said it would be a crazy idea, absurd, to have a monetary union without a political union. And the idea of him and many German economists, myself included, were of the opinion that political union should come first, or at least contemporaries to monetary union. When the euro started in January 1999, there was no progress on political union. It was not even tried. And now many think that the problems which we are confronted with now stem from the fact that political union is not finished. But if you look around, the chances to have a political union are at present close to zero. Who would dare to have a referendum, for example, on a political union in France and Germany? And we would need changes in national constitutions. I think political union at best is a vision for the very long future, which means that for some time to come, for a long time to come, monetary union will remain a club of sovereign states which have to observe rules. It's based on treaties, and as there's a saying, pacta sunt servanda, that means treaty must be observed.
Okay, Dr. Issing, thank you very much for your time today.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.